In this tutorial, we'll be reviewing the exact mode of the TI-89 graphing calculator. With the calculator on, to get to the home page, we can press the home key. To access the mode, we press the mode key, and then to change between automatic, exact, and approximation mode, we press F2 for page 2, scroll down to this row here, press the right arrow, and we can see the three options: automatic, exact, and approximate. The approximate mode will always give decimal approximations for the values of expressions. The exact mode will always give the exact value, and the automatic mode is a combination of the exact and approximation mode. So we'll highlight exact, press enter, and then enter again to save the change. Now let's perform some calculations in exact mode. Let's first determine the sum of 1/2 and 2/3. So we enter 1 divided by 2 plus 2 divided by 3, enter, and notice how it gives us the sum in exact form as an improper fraction, 7/6. Now if we did want the approximate value of 7/6, or the decimal approximation for this, in exact mode, we can get the approximate value by pressing diamond, enter. So we can always get the decimal approximation for an exact value by again pressing diamond, enter. Next we have the square root of 72 times the square root of 150. So to enter the square root of 72, we could enter 72 raised to the 1/2 power, or if we press second and then multiplication, notice how the square root appears. So we have 72, close parenthesis, and then times second multiply, again to bring up the square root, 150, close parenthesis, and enter. And the exact product in simplified form is 60 square root 3. Again, if we want the decimal approximation for 60 square root 3, we can press diamond, enter. Next we have sine of pi divided by 3 radians. Before we determine this trig function value though, we do want to make sure that we are in radian mode, not degree mode. So let's go ahead and press the mode key again. And notice how the fourth row down, we have angle, and the options are radian or degree. And because our angle is in radians, we'll leave it in radians. If it was in degrees, we'd highlight radian, press enter, and then enter again. And now we'll enter sine. Notice how the sine is yellow above the y, so we press second sine, and then to access pi, we press second and then the exponent key, divided by 3, close parenthesis, and enter. And again, notice how it gives us the exact trig function value of square root 3 divided by 2. To get the decimal, we press diamond enter, which is approximately 0.866025. Before we go, let's look at a few more examples to see how the TI-89 functions in exact mode. For example, let's see what happens if we enter 0.12 or 12 hundredths. So we'll just enter 0.12 or just 0.12 and enter. And notice how it converts a decimal to a fraction, and it also simplifies the fraction. So 0.2 or 12 hundredths is equal to 3/25 as a simplified fraction. And if we do press diamond enter, it'll go back to the decimal form. Next, let's enter the square root of 150. So we can enter 150 raised to the 1/2 power, or to enter the square root, we press second and then times, and then we have 150, close parenthesis, enter. So notice how in exact mode, if we enter a radical, it will simplify the radical. Square root 150 is equal to 5 square root 6. Or as a decimal, this is approximately 12.2474. Next we have 1 divided by square root 3, so 1 divided by second times, to bring up the square root, 3 close parenthesis, and enter. In exact mode, if we enter a radical expression, it will rationalize the denominator. 1 divided by square root 3, or 1 over square root 3, is equal to square root 3 divided by 3. And for the last example, let's enter log 32. Notice how there's no base given, so we know this is common log. So looking at the calculator, notice how there's a special key for natural log, which is second x. but there is no special key for common log. We'll have to access common log from the catalog. To access the catalog, we press the catalog key here. Then if we press L, it'll scroll down to L in the catalog. So we'll press 4. Notice how it brings us down to the L's. And now we'll scroll down until we see the common log, which is here. So we press enter, which brings it back to the home screen, and we enter 32. Close parenthesis and enter. Now notice in exact mode, it's giving us the exact value of common log 32 using log properties as well as the change of base formula. And this obviously is not a common way to express common log 32. We typically express the value using a decimal approximation, which we can obtain by pressing diamond enter. So it would be more common to express common log 32 using the decimal approximation of 1.50515. I hope you found this helpful.